Hi guys! So today I'm going to be telling you about my top 5 favorite Disney movies. I'm surprised. Actually no, it's my top 10. I don't even think I could pick 5. I was wrong. My top 10. Because I love Disney so much. I work at the Disney store. I plan on going to the Disney College program. I love Disney. It's the best. Disney World is the best. I performed in Disney World before. It's my favorite. So let's just jump right into my favorite Disney movies, and this was a very hard list to pick. So number 10 is Up. And Up is about this little old man, and he falls in love with this girl, like his wife. He's in love with his wife. And the first 5 minutes of this movie are so sad. But he falls in love with his wife, and they're gonna go on an adventure. They had a little adventure book, and they were gonna go to this place that I can't remember the name of right now. It was something Falls. It's not Gravity Falls, that's a TV show. But it was something Falls, and they were gonna go, and so things happen, and then he goes, and it's the cutest movie ever. And I love Russell, he's so funny. And then there's Doug the dog, and he's hilarious, and this movie is everything. It's so cute, and the art is beautiful. The number 9, I was going to say the next one, but number 9 is Ratatouille. Ratatouille was like one of my favorite movies when it came out. It's about this little rat who wants to learn how to cook, and he does, and he works in like this restaurant in Paris. He controls this guy who can't cook by his hair, and it's the cutest little movie ever, and I just love it, and I love the setting in Paris, and I love Patton Oswalt as Remy, and I just love Ratatouille so much. The next 2 movies, I kind of put them in the same thing because they're equally okay. So I guess this is my top 11 Disney movies because I can't pick. And number 8 is Finding Nemo / Finding Dory, because I think Finding Dory was just as good, if not better, than Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo is about this little fishy named Nemo, and his mom dies. Because, you know, you can't have a Disney movie without somebody's parent dying. So his mom dies before he was born. They had so many babies, and he was the only one that survived. So they named him Nemo because that was what the wife wanted to name her baby, was Nemo. His name is Nemo, and he has a defective little fin that doesn't really work well, so he can't swim the best. And his dad is super overprotective of him, and so he decides that he's sick of being overprotected, and then he gets dared to go touch the butt of a boat, and when he goes to touch the butt, he gets scooped up and then got put into a dentist office fish tank. And so the whole movie is his dad trying to find his son, and he runs into Dory, and that's how Finding Dory happened. And then Finding Dory is like basically the same thing. Dory has like, I don't even know, she has memory issues. She can't remember anything. And so she like all of a sudden remembers her parents and remembers where she grew up. So then she decides to go on an adventure to go find her parents, and it's really great. It's really funny, and I love it. But yeah. Number 7 is Beauty and the Beast. Now, I think this is probably higher on my list, but I'm just going to keep it at number 7. But obviously, every booktuber, every book person loves Beauty and the Beast because Belle is relatable AF, and I love it. And it's about a girl who falls in love with a beast. It's a princess movie. So, yeah. My next favorite is number 6. And that is Hercules. I love Greek mythology. Even though I haven't read Percy Jackson yet, I gotta get on that. But I love Greek mythology, and I think Hercules is one of the funniest movies because Hades is so sassy, and he just doesn't take anybody's crap, and it's so funny, and I love Hades. And I love Megara. She sings, like, okay, Hercules has, like, the best music. But, yeah, I love Hercules. It's all about this guy who is named Hercules, and he is Zeus's son, and then he gets taken away and brought down to the world, and he's like a demigod, and then he has to like earn his way back up to Mount Olympus by becoming a hero. So he trains to be a hero by Phil, and then he does it, and he goes back to Mount Olympus. I'm really bad at summarizing things if you don't already know this. Okay, number 5. Ooh, we're getting in the top 5. Is Mulan. Mulan is the best movie ever. It has girl power. It has family rebellion. It has gender stereotypes crushed. It is just the best. It's about this girl Mulan and her family. She just like feels like she can never do anything right, and that her family hates her, and she just feels so misunderstood. And then her dad gets called. Her dad was already like a soldier in the war, but her dad gets called back to go to war, and she's like, no, he is not going, I'm gonna go. And her dad's like, no, Mulan, you can't go. And then she's like, no, watch me. And so she leaves in the middle of the night. She cuts off all her hair and she leaves in the middle of the night. She pretends to be a guy and fights in the war, and then they find out about her. She is exposed, and they like shun her, and they send her home, and then she has to go save China from the Huns. And there's little Mushu and the little cricket, and I love it. And I think that was a pretty good synopsis. I don't know why when I try to explain things I get super sassy. I just try to make it like super simple, but I'm bad at that because I could go on for days talking about Disney movies. Number 4 is Tangled. And I watched this movie the other day and I forgot how much I love this movie. But this is the story of Rapunzel. If you know the story of Rapunzel, it's about that girl who has really long hair and she's alone, isolated in a tower. Well, the Disney version is that Rapunzel is the princess, and there's a special magic flower that can, like, you know, keep you young. And so when Rapunzel was born, she was really sick. And so they gave her mom tea made from the special flower. And then, she, like, you know, Rapunzel was fine. And it was okay. So her hair was magical. And it could, like, heal things. And there was this little old lady who was a jerk who just wanted to be young forever. And so she was always after, she had the flower. And then they stole it from her. So then she stole Rapunzel because her hair had all the magical powers. So she kept Rapunzel in a tower, and then Rapunzel tricks her mom. Well, her mom, it's this stupid lady. Tricks her mom, and her mom goes on like a 3-day trip. And then she leaves with Flynn Rider, who is my favorite. She leaves with Flynn Rider, and they go on a little adventure, and then Rapunzel, well, Flynn Rider is a thief, first of all. But Rapunzel, you know, she's so scared, she's never been in the world before, and whatever. So she goes on this huge adventure, she finds out that she's the lost princess. And then she tells this jerky person who she thinks is her mom. And it's like, you used me. You said people were going to use me for my powers, and you did. And then she tries to get away, and then, you know, the villain dies, and she goes and she rules the kingdom, and it's the best. And the music is beautiful, and my favorite scene, which I think everybody's favorite scene from Tangled, is the lantern scene with I See the Light. That's just, it's such a beautiful song, such a beautiful scene, love it. Number 3 is Big Hero 6. I love Big Hero 6. I only recently saw Big Hero 6 like last year. And it's the best. I showed it to all my friends because we're all super Disney people. And I don't think any of us had seen Big Hero 6. So I introduced it to everybody. And it's so cute. And it's like one of my favorite movies. But it takes place in this place called San Francisco. It's like Tokyo and San Francisco. San Francisco. And so it's about this guy. Well, there's Hero. And there's Tadashi, and they're brothers. And Hero is like the super genius. The movie starts out with him like bot fighting, and he's like hustling some guy, and then Tadashi comes to the rescue, and Tadashi goes to this like super genius school with all his friends. And then then Hero, you know, goes to this showcase to try to get into the school that Tadashi goes to. And it goes really well. And then as soon as they leave, he makes these little megabots, and they can do all these crazy things. You could control them with your mind, and then you could do whatever you want. So he makes these megabots, and then after the show is over, you know, he gets offered to go to the school. And then there's a huge fire, and so the one professor that Tadashi loves, Professor Callahan, is in the school in the fire. And so Tadashi takes it upon himself to go into the school, and he dies. Tadashi dies, and it's so sad. This happens within the first like 10 minutes of the movie, so it's not that much of a spoiler. But Tadashi dies, and then Hero is so upset. He doesn't eat anything. He just locks himself in his room, and It's so sad. And so he ends up like stubbing his toe on something. And he says, ow. And then Tadashi was working on this little project called Baymax. And he's your healthcare companion. And he's this little robot. And he's like, he looks like a little marshmallow. He's the cutest. I love him. He's so funny. So there's Baymax. And so then Hiro thought all of his Megabots got destroyed in the fire, but then he finds out that they didn't, so him and Baymax go on a little adventure with the help of Tadashi's friends, who are also now Hiro's friends, and then they try to defeat everything and everyone, and it's such a good movie, and it's all about, like, grief, and I love it so much, and Baymax is the cutest. Also, Mochi the cat, also adorable. So yeah. Love Big Hero 6. If you haven't seen it, because it's a very underrated Disney movie, you have to go see it. It's the best. Number 2, which I am so surprised that this is my number 2, but I am not mad at it. And that is Moana. I saw Moana over the weekend, and it was like immediately like my favorite movie. It's so good. It's so sad. I cried so much, but it's such a good movie. I don't even want to give you a synopsis, because I'm really bad at giving synopses without spoilers, and since this movie is so new and a lot of people probably haven't seen it, I'm not going to talk about it, but just know that Moana is the best, and Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote the music, so if that's not enough to make you go see it, because it's so good! Okay, I'm sorry, I just like freaked out about Moana. Also the music, okay. I'm constantly singing the music, and finally we have a princess that's not a soprano! That's the best. She is a mezzo slash an alto. She's more of a mezzo soprano, but she is not a soprano. That's all I care about, because I can actually sing her songs, and it's so good. Also, Christopher Jackson sings the song that her dad sings, so I mean, if you love Hamilton, go see Moana, because it's the best. And my number 1 movie of all time, no surprise, is Peter Pan. Peter Pan has always been my favorite Disney movie. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just about, like, embracing your childhood. And I love Peter Pan retellings and books, like, that's the best. I love everything about Peter Pan. I also really love Peter Pan 2, Return to Neverland, where it's Wendy's daughter, and it takes place during World War II, and it's super cool. And that song that plays, called I Try, makes me cry every time. But yeah. So those are all my favorite Disney movies. Sorry this video was like kind of long, and I'm really bad at giving synopsises for things. But yeah, let me know your favorite Disney movies in the comments. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.